All right, I sound good. You sound good. You like where your mic is? Everything's fine there? Cool beans. Perfectness. It's hard to be more perfect than that. All right. Oops. That works. Oop, nope, I'm clumsy. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right, we're going to push in. It's going to be in 5, 4, 3. Welcome, Patriots. It's Wednesday night. I hope you're ready for another Uncle Tony show live. There's been a lot to discuss over the last week, so I'm going to give this a few seconds to let everyone come on into the room and say hello. And then we'll kick it on over to Uncle Tony in a second.
Drop us a comment. Let us
know
where you're from, Patriots. Good evening, Patriots.
We do love to hear from you, so let us know where you're watching from. Do us the favor too. Obviously, you know, platforms like Facebook and Twitter and them don't love us, so do us the favor.
Really? No.
Yeah, go figure, right?
Yeah.
So do us that favor. When you hear this, please hit that share button, hit that like button, drop us a comment. It all goes a long way toward helping more people get the right message out there. So, with no further ado, I will kick it over to the man of the hour, Uncle Tony. How you doing tonight, man?
What's going on, everybody? Patriots, good evening. Padelike, what's going on, man? How you doing? Delia Carocheto, what's going on? Man, this pandemic's exposed so many things, it's not even funny. Literally, it's not funny. Although some people are just funny on their own, but that's another issue. The pandemic. Again, I've studied this situation very, very carefully. And my opinion is, well, obviously, we know it came out of China. Okay, so let's start with that. Facts. I base everything on facts anyway. I have a right to my opinion, but I base everything on facts. Okay, it started in China, right? Okay. Now, it started right near a biological lab, right? Correct, right? Now, Taiwan warned the World Health Organization back in November, December or something like that. They said something's going on in China. The World Health Organization, because they're China's biatch. Meanwhile, we give so much more money. But you know what the difference is, folks? A lot of people don't realize this. Okay, they say we give a lot more money to the World Health Organization. Well, China doesn't give as much money on the books as that, or even close to that. But they probably put in the fake Dr. Tedros, that dirtbag, the criminal, the Marxist killer. They probably put money in his and other members of the World Health Organization's personal bank accounts, offshore accounts in other countries directly, where our money doesn't go into their, it's a lot harder for them to steal our money, which they do anyway. You get what I'm saying? So China, said, oh, come here. Here's, 10 million in your Swiss bank account. Shut up and do what we say. That's what's going on. So China owns the World Health Organization. So goodbye to that. We should start our own organization. And so anyway, Taiwan warned them. But China said, but the World Health Organization said, no, we don't care because Taiwan's not a member of the World Health Organization because China doesn't want them there. How do you? Meanwhile,
seems fair.
All our politicians before President Trump haven't said a word about this. I had no idea about it. Where's the fake news on this? I'm providing real news. I'm a civilian journalist. This is real news. The whole media with all their money and all their billions and all that can't provide this kind of news. So anyway. So Taiwan went to warn the world, and World Health Organization said, no, screw you, okay? Meanwhile, President Trump's the only one to say these things. But anyway. And now this is the thing. Believe me, I wouldn't put it past the deep state or the Democrats to do a false flag just to hurt President Trump in an election year, wreck our economy, usher in socialism and the whole leftist agenda. Believe me. Now, this is the thing. China says, oh, it was the U.S. military that did that. All right. Of course, there's deep state people in the upper brass of the military. The regular rank and file are great. The patriots are the best. But, of course, there's going to be deep state that have infiltrated the upper ranks, which is a problem. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But the thing is, why did China go to cover it up then? You see, this is where the morons who are siding with China, with traitors and morons, aren't understanding. if it was a deep state bio attack, okay, China should have come out right away, said we have a problem, showed their evidence and proof, and everything would have been good. But no, they whacked whistleblowers. They whacked them, okay? They threw out the foreign media from there. Meanwhile, you have Chinese spies in the press room over here during the briefings. I don't know how they get in there. I think President Trump allows them so everybody can see what's going on. He's exposing everybody. That's why I think he's allowing it. So China threw out the press. They try to cover it up. World Health Organization comes out with a statement in mid-January saying, no, there's nothing to worry about. It's not even contagious. Don't worry. So, but all of a sudden, China's trying to say that it's our fault now. By them trying to cover it up and not be forthright, that blows up their spot. Now, again, it could have been an accidental bio leak from the Wuhan lab, sure, which I doubt. But, they could have said that right away. Hey, we had a breach in our bio lab. Yeah, they don't want to look stupid, but now it cost the world a lot. So regardless, they're guilty as crap. Am I saying anything wrong? Did I say anything wrong? I'll debate anybody on this. These are facts.
Checks out.
So then President Trump says, whoa, when he does find out what's going on, he says, you know what, I'm going to put travel restrictions on China. Great move. That really screwed them royally because they were sending infected people into Europe, China. That's how Italy got hammered in Europe. Okay? So President Trump suspended travel. Meanwhile, Pelosi, Cuomo here, de Blasio, no, come outside. Everything's fine. Don't worry, The media. You know what bothers me? You remember like a couple of weeks ago, President Trump put on the TV screen all the stuff about the media was saying in the beginning, no, there's nothing to worry about, this and that. How could they have the balls to ask any questions after that? So anyway.
Yeah, that was like a body bag. Like,
seriously.
Well, that was a body bag.
So now this is my theory now. Of course, started from China. China covered it up. So now, was it an accident or was it intentional? I think it was intentional because, look, their economy was going to crap. President Trump was making trade deals with other countries, okay, alone, unilateral. And all of a sudden, in an election year, this happens. So again, I think, my opinion, is this was a bio attack, but they did it as they did it as a strong flu. They said, let's send out the bio attack as a strong flu, because if they sent one out that was too obvious, where people were walking and literally turning into the Walking Dead, that would have been a little obvious that it was a bio attack. So, if you're walking down the street and people would have been, which some people are half that way now anyway.
You're really.
But if they would have done that, it would have looked too obvious. So they sent out a strong flu on top of our flu season. That's exactly what happened. Okay? So all of a sudden, then China's ready. Meanwhile, before this, they were hoarding PPE from all over the world. I'll be honest with you. This is, I really don't want to go to war with China because obviously we're going to lose people. They're going to lose their regular citizens. I guarantee you, if you really honestly polled most of the regular Chinese people, every single one of them where there's no repercussions from the Chinese government, I bet you 70% would probably, 75 would want to get rid of that government and have a free society. So, who wants to kill? No one wants to kill innocent Chinese people. But that regime there, they got to go. They're freaking commies. What part don't people understand about communists? They're the most evil, ruthless bastards in history. Okay? The commies are the worst, man. Yo, really? People don't realize that? So...
You'd think after like the sixth lesson they'd catch on.
Come on, man.
I mean?
Why are people running out of Venezuela, socialist country? And now the Democrats, this is what I'm saying. Either or, the Democrats should be guilty of treason. I'm going to tell you why. Even if they weren't directly involved with China to release this pandemic on us and the world, they're taking advantage of a situation which pretty much we're at war. It's a national emergency, right? Isn't this wartime? Mm-hmm. During wartime, the Democrats are trying to destroy our country and usher in their socialist garbage agenda, which is anti-American and is illegal and shouldn't be allowed anyway. Now, Now think about this. How much better have Republican governors handled this situation? A lot. The Republican states are doing very well. Okay? Just to give you the yin and the yang. If you look at Kristi Noem, which I'm going to get into a little later, as a video of a parade for her from first responders. Now imagine that. In South Dakota, I love her. What a woman. Oh, man, she's awesome. I think I might move there eventually. I hope she'll take a New York refugee. Don't worry, I'm only voting red. I don't know. I'll never vote blue. And where this is, I like blue colors on clothes. But I'll never vote blue. Never have, never will. Never voted for a freaking Democrat in my life. You think I'm stupid? A lot of stupid people out there vote for Democrats because I see what kind of frauds they are. I know what kind of lowlives they are. Look at what they've done to my city. So anyway, then you have Governor Cuomo, the thug, the dirtbag, the gangster. Yo, Cuomo is an evil, folks. I just can't. I mean, this is unbelievable. I remember when I was young, my parents hated his father. He was governor when I was young. And they always said, Cuomo, my father was a Greek immigrant. He goes, eto malaka to Cuomo. Malaka means jack off in Greek. So my mother, she hated him. What kind of crook Cuomo was, the father. Taxes went through the roof under him. He raised our taxes, raised the cost of living in New York. Believe me, I'm born and raised in New York. I know everything about this city. So anyway, I remember my parents hated the father, and then I get older, and this piece of garbage. Meanwhile, we had a great governor named Pataki. Pataki was awesome, Republican. And you had him when Giuliani was mayor. Oh, man, New York was the best, folks. All you New Yorkers out there, you know I'm saying the truth. Under Pataki and Giuliani, our cost of living didn't go up at all. Taxes didn't go up. They went down. Crime was down. Everything. New York State and New York City, the 5 boroughs, were in the best state I think they'll ever be in under Cuomo and Pataki's watch. Then you go from that to the globalist pig Bloomberg, who raised our cost of living so much, increased taxes up the ass, okay? Dirtbag. And then you go to this dirtbag commie DeBozio. Yo, DeBozio, you suck, bro. You should be in jail. Never mind mayor of my city. Man, I don't believe, I can't,
That dude needs to answer about what 850
Yeah,
million
I want to know exactly.
That's only one of many, a litany of
folks
fuck-ups on his part.
You don't understand. These are criminals, man. DeBozio, folks, whoever's not in New York, let me tell you, whoever doesn't know this. DeBozio's wife, what a winner she is too.
What a beaut.
What a beaut. And, like husband, like wife, So, he gave her $1 billion in a mental health initiative, for a mental health initiative in New York City. Personally, I had seen more lunatics walking the streets during that program than I ever did in my life. So then, when some people looked at the books to see where that money went, I'm not kidding, check it out. 850 million of that billion was unaccounted for. Could not explain where that money went. Folks, it's not $8 million, it's not $8, it's not $800, 800, almost $1 billion vanished under her watch.
Yeah.
Where's the feds? Where's anybody investigating this? DOJ, where are you? Where are you? This guy should have been hauled down, him and his dirty wife should have been hauled down in handcuffs. 850 million unaccounted for. What?
It's a few lunches.
Now it gets worse. This dirtbag Cuomo, if you can't tell his face, here, look at his face. Cuomo, first of all, let me tell you something about Cuomo. Last year, the state legislature was stolen. Actually, 2018 already. So, in 2018, New York, the state legislature used to be more Republican than Democrat. So at least the Republicans still had power here to stop the Democrats' horrific plans that they have. The minute they took power and they were sworn in January and Cuomo was reelected, that dirtbag. The state legislature met, and they signed a late-term abortion bill, okay? to kill newborn babies. That was the first thing they did. Now, of course, I'm pro-life. I'm against abortion. If a woman wants to choose up to 3 months to do it, I'm not going to tell her what to do. That's between her and God. I'm against it. I would say it. But up to 3 months, let her and God figure it out. I don't want my tax money going to that. Whatever. Que sera, sera. But newborn freaking babies, not 8 months, 9 months, full term. Okay, even at 8 months, which is not 100% full term, but 8 months. It's almost fully developed. To kill a baby. That's the first freaking legislation they signed when Cuomo got reelected and the state legislature was stolen from the Republicans. They had voter fraud all over. Because let me tell you, a lot of counties that voted for Trump that were red, all of a sudden flipped blue. Meanwhile, I know a lot of people there and they said, nah, nobody switched sides. They love Trump more every day. That was stolen because of voter fraud from the dirtbag Democrats. And the Republicans let it happen. Those wusses. Okay? So just like California was stolen. That's why I don't trust Ronna McDaniel, man. I hope President Trump's got a plan with this. Ronna McDaniel's Mitt Romney's niece. And you know what? She let the Democrats steal the House in 2018, and she did nothing about it. So, anyway, so first thing, the New York legislature under Democrat control after forever, they signed a bill to kill newborn freaking babies. And they celebrated. I don't even put the video on. You could all look at it. They had the whole legislature. Of course, the Republicans weren't clapping, obviously. They had a whole ceremony. Now, folks, when I've told people this, a lot of people didn't realize this. I guess people don't pay attention to politics. Like people in the street that I know of all religions, doesn't matter, and all races. I've told Latinos, I've told Muslims, I told and their jaws, the look on their face, they're like, they go, if it wasn't you telling us, because they know my word is gold, they go, we wouldn't believe this. I go, well, you could check it out. Go watch the videos, read the story. They're horrified that they got up, and once Cuomo, that evil demon, signed that legislation, the whole state legislature got up, well, the Democrats, and they were clapping like they won. Oh! And they cut a cake, they popped champagne. Champagne. And then they even had the Empire State Building lit up in the pink to celebrate that. Are you freaking kidding me? Now, you could be pro-choice, but any people I know, even who are pro-choice, they're saying that goes too far to allow late-term abortions. That's going too... Nobody I've even talked to and nobody I heard is for late-term abortions, except the lawmakers, the Democrats. That's evil. That's purest evil to kill a newborn baby. No. And that piece of shit blackface Northam, the governor of Virginia, remember him with all that?
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, okay.
He's a fun one.
No. He's like, oh, the newborn baby's born there. They'll do it. They'll snap its neck. Like, what? Yo, I don't care. These people are evil. I don't care what anyone says. But anyway. So they did that and popped champagne and celebrated. Anyway. Now, you don't know. I don't know if you all know this. But Cuomo forced nursing homes and elder care facilities to take in people who had COVID, who had the Wuhan Kung Flu. He forced them to take them in. Meanwhile, people were saying that the USS Comfort that President Trump sent to the city wasn't being used because there was a lie again about those overcrowded hospitals. Lie. Why are they laying off healthcare workers? They're saying hospitals are going to go bankrupt now. They never needed all that. President Trump built hospitals at Jacob Javits Center all over the place. What did Cuomo do besides beg? Cuomo didn't do nothing on his own. He begged like a crackhead. Yo, you got $1? You got $1?
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
So, anyway, now, the last 2 days I figured this out, and I'm horrified. Yo, he should be arrested for this. They made nursing homes take people with COVID and it spread like wildfire and killed people. People were writing on Twitter, Cuomo killed my grandmother, man. Are you kidding me? Yo, this guy is responsible. They say President Trump's responsible for what?
I had a friend who was hoping you would talk about that tonight with the nursing homes, actually.
Yo, a lot of people want me to talk about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when I tell them this, they're like, what? Not even that. You know what he did? he sent with the COVID patients that they were sending to the nursing homes, they gave them body bags. Did you know this, Adam?
No.
They sent them body bags.
Like, we know what's going to happen, so here we go. Jesus.
What?
That's crazy, man.
Why is this?
How did they justify it, though? Like, where'd the news come out with that? I'm surprised that even made it out. Like, where'd that,
I don't know where it originated, but it came out.
That's crazy, though.
And it's a fact. And so, not even that. In the beginning, how many people probably died? Because Cuomo banned the use of hydroxychloroquine, the HCQ treatment, from regular doctors prescribing it to their patients. You had to come into the hospital half dead, and the hospital had to administer the HCQ to the people if they wanted it. So a lot of people probably died because they couldn't get access to the hydroxy, which, folks, you know what, man? Let me tell you something. I know they're trying to wipe this off the air, and I don't care. As long as I save one life, I'm happy. Meanwhile, a lot of people, I told them, now I'm not a doctor, but I have common sense, high IQ, and very smart. Okay? And believe me, I've studied this. In the beginning, they were saying with the study in France and other studies that they were anecdotal, that the hydroxychloroquine with the zinc and azithromycin Z-Pack, that they were curing people and treating them properly for the coronavirus, okay? Which, that's another scam. Coronavirus, the flu, the common cold is a coronavirus. The flu, everything's a coronavirus. All right, there's a different strain. It happens. How many times they say, oh, you got to take a new flu shot, which I never get. I don't trust those. They say, oh, because last year's strain isn't going to be helped by this. So you got to take another one. And the idiots do. But anyway, yeah, so just, folks, the other night, Laura Ingraham, let me tell you something. Out of all the prominent journalists and reporters out there who have been covering the Chinese Wuhan Kung Flu COVID-19, the best, Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingraham is a warrior. She's like the media Xena. I love her. She is a
That's
woman.
A throwback reference for you.
Seriously, she has been covering this, and you know what? My pet peeve during this whole thing, especially, obviously, what's the most important thing to save lives is a successful treatment to this, okay? That's why I've been doing my research on all the research that's being done on the hydroxychloroquine. And let me tell you all, no matter what the media says, and they should be held responsible for discrediting the HCQ treatment along with the Democrats, now there's big enough studies where it's not anecdotal. There's so many people that have been saved by this.
Uh-huh.
And before I get into the thing with Laura Ingraham with the doctors the other night, did you all know this? Do you remember last week I was talking about Karen Whitsett, the state representative from Michigan, pretty much Detroit, that was actually saved because she took the hydroxy treatment? She had said that because she heard it from President Trump. Meanwhile, think about this. She had an African-American congresswoman who has Lyme disease as well, okay? And with all her connections, everything, nobody even recommended to do the hydroxy treatment. So they just want people to die. They don't care who you are, okay? They probably know that Karen Rep. Whitsett is a great woman, so they probably said, oh, who cares? So she had to remember, think about this, about President Trump recommending the hydroxy treatment. And then she said she was almost dying. And she took the HCQ treatment. Within 2 hours, she said she felt almost better. From being almost dead to being, she said, pretty much cured in 2 hours. What more do you need? You know what they did to her? Did you hear this, Anna? Remember last week I was raving. I said, that's great.
Yeah, we showed her videos.
Remember we showed videos, and I said, what kind of... Do you know what they did to her?
No, what happened?
I knew it was going to happen. They went after her, the Democrats.
Oh, well, that's not surprising, man.
They voted last Friday to censure her.
Really?
They censured her, and they said they're not
On
even...
what grounds? That's craziness.
Because she's touting an unproven treatment, which is dangerous to people. It saved her life.
It's nuts.
They censured her. They went after her and said they're not going to support her anymore. Listen. And because she thanked the president.
Of course.
So
of course they'll do
they
that.
went after this. She said, I'm not backing down. So this woman is alive, and she's battling Lyme disease. And the dirtbag Democrats, they went after her, okay, for even thanking President Trump. So everyone was saying, just switch parties, come to our side. Meanwhile, she also talked to President Trump. They even got mad at her for going to the White House to thank him. But she said, I also went there to get stuff for Detroit from him, and he helped Detroit.
Nice.
Oh, but the Democrats don't care about that. Why would they care about that? So they went after, God bless you, Rep. Whitsett. You're a great woman. May you live to be 120. I got your back anytime. I even tweeted that to her. I said, I got her back. So she should run for governor of Michigan eventually because everyone hates Nazi Whitmer over there. Oh, Whitmer is the worst governor out of all of them. She's the biggest tyrant. She is the biggest tyrant out of all the governors. I think the two worst are her and Northam of Virginia. And Cuomo. Well, Cuomo actually, again, he told nursing homes they have to accept people who are sick with coronavirus. And no, people died in there because of that. That's murder. What? That's not murder. What is? All right, you want to give criminally negligent homicide? Okay. But no. And you know what else Cuomo did? I don't know if you all know this either. This is why the fake news, why don't they ask him this? The fake news. Dirtbag, enemy of the people, fake news, you suck. He also had a do not resuscitate order. Did you all know about that? He had put a statewide do not resuscitate for the EMTs with people under cardiac arrest, not even from COVID. Just people under cardiac arrest to not resuscitate them.
That's crazy though, man. Really?
Just so they could die and the numbers could go up.
Like an
Serious.
executive order.
This was an executive order.
That's insane.
And guess what?
I'm not even sure. Is there like a legal precedent to even judge that?
And guess what happened? God bless. Let me tell you, the EMTs. I don't know what you call them in your states, but the you know those heroes that work in ambulances. We call them EMTs here. They used to be EMS. Now it's EMT. But those are frontline workers. They're the most underrated people in our society. They keep people alive to get to the hospital. Okay? These are the people who keep people alive from everything, from car accidents, shootings. These people, they're the ones who bring people alive to the hospitals and keep them alive. So you know what the EMT said? We're not abiding by that order. We're going to do what we have to do to save someone's life. And thank God none of them did that. And then when it came out, it got exposed, he withdrew that, Cuomo. Okay? Yo, he actually told EMTs to not resuscitate. Yo, this guy's a serial killer. Yo, honestly, that's it. New hashtag, Cuomo's a serial killer. He killed the elderly. He told them not to resuscitate people. You know what? Honestly, you know, certain things you look at in life and you find them amusing and funny. This is hard. This is horrific. I'm pretty hard in New Yorker. Okay? Believe me, I've seen and been through a lot. And yo, this is the grimiest stuff. I couldn't even think that this is possible from somebody. Yo, the guy should be arrested for murder. What? He caused so many unnecessary deaths of people. So think about it. He sabotaged the HCQ treatment from the beginning. Then he allowed it after I don't know how many weeks. So imagine how many people. And you know what they use as an excuse for that? That they were worried about running out of the hydroxy because people with lupus and rheumatoid arthritis have it. So, but did I hear anyone saying, I want to see numbers. I want to see, did you try to get more? Because it's cheap. It's been around many years. It was legal because the FDA approved it for off-label use, even though the FDA a few days ago, scumbags, they got to all be revamped, all these organizations. They put out a warning letter about the HCQ treatments, but it's still, meanwhile, everybody's getting cured that uses it. What are you talking about, bro? Yo, these are real You know what? Again, I would love to see the real doctors who cured so many people using the HCQ treatment. And here these dirtbag hack establishment morons who are denouncing it to sit and debate and let us hear. Because all I'm hearing from real doctors, honest, thank God, God bless the honest doctors. May God shine his light on you, and you have the great lives to the honest doctors who actually save so many lives with this. And thank you, President Trump. Yo, think about this. President Trump, between the travel restriction from China and him even mentioning the hydroxy treatment, yo, you media people are so pathetically stupid. Yo, we're not all useful idiots. We know what's up, okay? These dirtbags in the fake media trying to make it sound, and the Democrats, like President Trump was crazy about saying the hydroxy in the beginning because the big pharma owns these dirtbag fake news, phony-ass journalists. And, of course, big pharma doesn't want a successful, cheap treatment to be out there. They want to make tons of money off this. Plus, they want to get research money, and blah, they're saying, oh, they're getting tons of money in research for this. Yeah, really? This is what it's all about, money. They want to get that COVID cash. So, yo, President Trump, screwed them between the travel restriction, because they had so many people probably planning to swarm here to infect us, and millions of us dying. That was probably the plan. Yo, President Trump foiled that plan, but you know what? If this is true, and they were going to do this on purpose, I hope somebody in the intel community is honest and has a record of this and evidence. Oh, I'm telling you. So, these are proven facts and treatments, and they're trying to discredit them. So, they went after poor Rep. Whitsett, who was almost dead and is alive because of this. And they censured her. But God bless you, Rep. Whitsett. God bless the good doctors. I'll be honest, this is such, they call it, some people might say this is the Great Awakening. There is a huge Great Awakening going on. I hope something's done about it, because a lot of things have been exposed. In other words, the medical establishment is very corrupt. They're in the pockets of the globalists, big pharma. They got to be switched. But now you have a lot of good doctors who have come out of this, who are public. They should be in charge of our health system, because our healthcare system's great. They're trying to sabotage us. What about the hospitals? They're not allowed to do elective surgery or anything like that. They're having money problems. Private practices are being closed. Yo, this was an attack on our whole system. Again, for sure China's responsible, whether intentionally or not. I think intentionally. And either the Democrats were involved with the Chinese with this, because they're all buddies. Are you kidding me? Or they're taking advantage of the situation, which is almost just as bad. Okay? So, look, here, please play this video on them. Remember the other night, Laura had these two great doctors on that spoke the pure truth? Look at what happened. The same night, by the end of her show, look at what happened.
All right, we've got such a huge reaction to the two docs we had on at the top of the show, Dan Erickson and Artin Masihi. Well, YouTube just took down their viral video challenging the COVID narrative.
And there was millions of views.
Thank you. It already had millions of views.
What's happening in California, especially. Ironically, this is exactly what they warned about. That this isn't about science. This is about control.
Boom.
And in this case, control of a narrative. We should have seen it coming. YouTube CEO was on CNN 8 days ago saying, quote, anything that would go against World Health Organization recommendations would be a violation of our policy. Removal is another really important part of our policy. Well, if you aren't worried about censorship in this country, you better be now. It's not the government doing it, but something that controls so much of the dialogue is fairly close to the kind of censorship I never thought we'd see in this country. That is truly terrifying. Shannon Bream and the...
Again, Laura Ingraham is amazing. I love her. I always liked her, but during this pandemic, I've been really watching her show steadily. She is amazing. She is so honest. And of course, the left hates her, which is, again, backs up what I'm saying, that she's honest and great. Because whoever the left really hates and goes after, those are great people. Laura has been covering this, man, the hydroxy, this doctor thing. She is amazing. She should win awards for the way she's handled this. Hannity's been good, and Tucker too. I'll say even Shannon Bream afterwards. Not bad. But man, Laura Ingraham, I'm telling you, she's the Xena of journalism. And it's funny, a few weeks ago, when she kept on bringing real doctors who are saving real lives using the hydroxy treatment, okay, real doctors saving real lives, not hearsay, not some establishment quacks like Fauci and these dirtbags. None of them, but real doctors who have saved real lives she's been bringing on. You know what the leftist dirty animals, you freaking commie rats, you know what they were saying? That Fox should get rid of her and put a real journalist? Let me tell you something. If you watch every episode of Laura Ingraham, all right, I missed a few here and there, but I'm saying, whoever wants to hear the truth, she's red pilled. I'm serious. For like quote unquote mainstream, she is so red pilled. She's exposing. She's great. She's dropping red pills every night, folks. You got to watch Laura Ingraham. She's amazing. I love her. So anyway, look at what happened. These doctors that said the truth, they threw them off YouTube. And meanwhile, YouTube had already said that anybody that contradicts the World Health Organization is going to be thrown off. They take down their videos. You know what? Nah, man, I don't know. You know what? Listen, President Trump, he knows what's going on. I just hope he could do something about it. Again, if he presents the facts the way I am right here and shows everyone, because listen, we have military, we have law enforcement, we got patriots. Do you want your kids growing up in a socialist country like this? This is a preview of what things will be like if these Democrats ever took control again. They're shutting stores down for no reason, telling you can't go out. Excuse me. The Constitution says shall not be infringed. Just because of anything, you cannot suspend the Constitution. Now again, there should have been recommendations. The most vulnerable should stay home. Think about it. Most of the elderly are retired anyway. They're getting their Social Security, which is another reason why they probably wanted to whack them, the Democrats. So they could have stayed home more. They could have been more careful. People with underlying issues, they could have been more careful. But to do this to the country, the only thing I was saying from the beginning in this video, if President Trump was going to clean up the country in other words, you know how the Democrats are trying to take advantage of the situation to push their leftist agenda? Well, I was saying, and I still hope it happens, that President Trump is going to push the America First agenda now during this. In other words, he knows what they did to him. Now, I just hope he's able to flip it on them. Because let me just tell everybody, military out there, law enforcement, all the good human beings out there, patriots, believe me, you want your kids and your family and loved ones growing up in an America First country than a communist, Marxist, left-wing, dirty-ass socialist country. Believe me. Okay? So, people got to realize this. So he knows. He also knows Fauci's a dirtbag. See, this is what he did. See, President Trump, he's 5D chess, seriously. This is what I think happened. He knows what Fauci is and Birx. But the Democrat donors, they're involved with Gates. He's using them. They think they're using him. I think he's using them. And plus, it exposes how corrupt our medical establishment is. Not the healthcare system, not our way of healthcare, but the medical establishment. How corrupt and dishonest they are. Look at those models they were using.
It's like when you learned that schools were like that, like universities, like it was a big, you didn't expect it from them, but even they do the same thing.
So, he's exposing how they are, okay? And he figures that the media is going to not realize that or expect it because they got Birx, their lackeys up there, and Fauci. Believe me. President Trump knows. I just hope he's able to do something. Now, folks, another thing. From day one when all this happened, what did President Trump want to do? Let me just ask all of you. Didn't he say, I just want workers to get money? What else has the poor guy said? He said, I want workers. And all these people, the swamp rats and all these agencies have sabotaged the fact of regular people getting their money, small businesses. President Trump just wants to help people. You have all these paid bureaucrats there. Congress is at home stroking their turkey. Where's Congress? What? They're forming a committee to investigate President Trump's handling of this?
That's rich.
Yo, what? Yo, President Trump built hospitals. What are you talking? These governors had nothing. New York already had a $7 billion deficit before this but they had money to give to illegals for health care. free healthcare for illegals and free college for illegals, but now you got no money. And you weren't prepared for this at all, Cuomo. We're the highest taxed state in the country, and you had no money? Where's the money? I hope the best thing to do would be McConnell and the Republicans to let the blue states go bankrupt. I live in one, but hey. Because, or instead of going bankrupt, I prefer a forensic audit, a legally binding forensic audit done by professionals, non-political. Listen, I don't want anybody getting set up or framed. I don't care if it is a Democrat or whatever. I want what's right. Okay? So, I would like a forensic audit. In other words, $10 billion of our money vanished from Cuomo. He had an initiative to rebuild upstate and do all this solar and green stuff. $10 billion vanished a few years ago. It's unaccounted for. And then you have de Blasio's wife with $850 million. Where's the money? There has to be an investigation into that. You can't just give money into New York so Cuomo could put it up his ass.
You know, the good thing about that, though, is everyone's finally taking notice of what you and everyone else has been saying.
Thank you. It's exposed a lot.
If you go to her, like, social media posts about all this stuff on her Twitter, every comment, every reply is like what you're saying. Where's the money? Where's the 900 million? Where's the 800 million? Everybody, not one or two, not dissenters, like 85% of the replies. I don't even know how she has a social media account.
Thank you. And now, did you hear this one? Could you please show that? And then Big Bird DiTerdio puts his wife in charge of a new stupid thing. The head, what is it again? The title, what is? The head of Coronavirus Racial Inequality Task Force.
Man, I don't know.
Are you showing this on there?
Yeah, it's on there right now.
Yo, what? By the way, my feed froze. Do me a favor, drop me a comment, folks. Let me know if you see the feed well, if everything's good.
Yeah, it should show Shirlane McRae right now. She of the $900 billion missing dollars.
What, Ray? Coronavirus is racist now?
I think they're trying to say that because more black and Latino people have it than white people, it's racist.
Yeah, in New York, because there's not that many whites in New York left.
Also, they did the social distancing right.